regular meeting of the Design Review Subcommittee to order. It's October 29th, 2025. We're in the community room. In attendance is Commissioner Freeman, Cosgrove, and McCann. We have Steve Camp is absent. So with that, this is a advisory. We always have to do the preamble. Welcome.
Thank you. There
are frequent flyers in the back, so they know the drill. But this is an advisory group, and we're a subcommittee of the Planning Commission.
Okay.
It's informal, so the rules are pretty much we want to get to the right answer and basically, work with the staff and you on your application. Okay, so item number 1 is it says public hearing. Are we running this like a public hearing? Did you
No, that's just the project reference number. Yeah.
Is this going to go to the PC?
This is going to go to the Planning Commission, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, we're going to probably, handle it similar anyway. So this is for project 25073, the Kenny residence at 310 Encino Lane. And it's a request for a cultural heritage subcommittee to provide a recommendation on the proposed add as a residential structure to the city's designated historical resources list. Okay, and Jessica, you're doing the introduction.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll ask Jessica to provide her report.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yes?
Are there no minutes that we need to approve?
Yeah, no, I didn't see it on the
It's not
agenda,
on the
so she
agenda.
probably didn't have it ready.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And so I just figured, So we're going to hear from her, and then we're going to hear from you if you have anything that you want to say.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ask our 2 members of the audience or public to make their comments, and then we'll all then have this conversation.
Okay, great.
It's that simple.
Yeah, perfect.
Sound good to everybody?
Sounds good.
Jessica, take it away.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Gatney.
Good afternoon, everyone. The applicant, Melinda Kenny, is present, and I'm presenting PHP 25073, a request to add 310 Encino Lane to the city's designated historic resource list. The property is located at 310 Encino Lane. To be eligible for historic designation, a place, site, building, structure, object, or improvement must be at least 50 years old and must meet one or more of the following: is associated with events, peoples, or institutions that have made a significant contribution to the pattern of local, state, or national history, or featured a distinctive architectural style, or retains character-defining features, or exhibits Spanish colonial revival architectural style. The property is zoned residential medium and coastal zone overlay and was built in 1929 on a deep, narrow, rectangular 5,442 square foot parcel. The 2-story duplex was constructed with an L-shaped plan with low-pitched cross-gabled roof with clay barrel tiles, tapered exterior chimney, multi-light wood windows, including some original windows and doors, and lightly textured hand-troweled stucco walls in the Spanish colonial revival style. In 1979, the property was featured in an unofficial historical property list, which was prepared by local volunteers. But in 1995, the property was reevaluated and not included on the official city's designated historic properties list due to substantial alterations at the time. Building permit history for this property is minimal. An original building permit cannot be located, and few alterations are documented, though multiple alterations were noted during the site visit, including garage alterations and some window and door replacements. There's an extended list of the noted alterations provided within the report. In 2022, the new property owners acquired it and have been working to carefully restore the structure in an effort to return its historical integrity. The results of the assessment conclude that the property meets criterion A and E as a Spanish colonial revival style residence from the Ole Hansen Spanish Village by the Sea period of development, 1925 to 1936, and it retains significant integrity to convey its significance as a contributor to the Spanish colonial revival historic district. As such, 310 Encino Lane appears eligible for inclusion in the city's historic register. Staff recommends the Cultural Heritage Subcommittee to support the project and forward this item to the Planning Commission for their consideration. Thank you. Please let me know if you have questions.
Sure, maybe we'll hear from the applicant, or did you?
Sure.
Unless you
No,
had
that's
something.
great.
Unless you had something.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome, Mrs. Kenny.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Melinda Kenny.
Pleased you're here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate everybody's time. This has been a work in progress with Jessica's great assistance. We purchased the property in late 2022. It was advertised as Ole Hansen potential, but not officially at the time. We're new to San Clemente. We came from Pasadena. So we're not, preservation is not foreign to us, and it's important to us, and something we value, and we love San Clemente, and we love the fact that we potentially have a historic property, and when we bought it, it was quite a fixer and almost unlivable, and everything we did to make it livable, we did it with this possibility in mind. And we tried really hard to consult the right people and sources to make it, restore it properly with good consideration, and, kind of try to bring it back to its original splendor. There's still work to do. We did what we could within our budget, but we wanted to pursue this process. We didn't pursue it earlier because we got a little overwhelmed in repairs. But now that it's livable and things have settled down, we wanted to explore this process and see if the possibility was there and have guidance going forward to make the corrections that need to be made, and do things properly. So I invite you all to come over anytime and see it if you like. But that's where we're at. So we started this process almost a year ago.
Yeah.
And historical report done, and didn't learn anything too new than we already knew. There's a lot of mystery with this house, but we did everything we could and tried to do our homework up front and make good choices, and we want to be good stewards of the home, and that's important to us. It's something we value, and we love San Clemente, and we're excited to be a part of history, if it goes that way. So anyway, I'm open to your questions or
Okay.
anything you have for me.
Okay. Well, thanks for all your work and being here to share it with us.
Thank you. We're thrilled. We
Good.
love it.
Okay. Did we have any questions for her?
I do.
Yeah.
So what, so you're pursuing the historic designation.
Correct.
What does that do for you? Is that like the first step to then do a Mills Act contract?
Correct.
It has to be on the list first before.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And that's been quite a learning curve for us.
Sure.
But now that we understand all that, that's where we're at now.
Okay.
So we can't really move forward without the recommendation.
Right.
And then we kind of ran out of time this year, but should things go forward in the new year, then we'll pursue that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're just following the process.
We are, and it was very foreign, so it's been a real learning curve. But Jessica's been very patient, and I think the challenge is, if I understand correctly, home has not been added to the list in over 20 years. So this is kind of uncharted territory, and there was a lot of confusion when we got the house because allegedly it was on the list originally, and then somehow fell off, and there was a lot of years of mystery in between.
Sure. We're going to sort it all out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, we're doing our best with the information we have and trying to go about it the right way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brett, anything for her?
You mentioned that you still had things to do to the house. I've done a lot of renovation myself, so
Yeah.
I understand the process.
Yeah.
If this goes forward and it falls into the Mills Act,
Correct.
is that going to preclude you doing any of those updates?
No.
or is that
No.
gonna help?
No, so basically it's a duplex.
Mhm.
So when we first moved in, it's a downstairs unit and an upstairs unit. The downstairs was in a little better shape than the upstairs. So we cleaned up the downstairs, lived there while we renovated the upstairs. And then someday, when budget permits, we would like to update the downstairs too. But from what we can tell, the footprint remains the same. There's really no way to expand it anyway. And it's just a matter of, correcting some windows, and there are some features that definitely need correcting. And the deeper we dive into this, we'll get into that. But we were afraid to do much more, not knowing what was appropriate for the house and the era,
Mm-hmm.
and certainly don't want to have to undo it.
No.
So anyway, yeah. So we had to do a roof when we first moved in. It was leaking. There was a lot of water damage, and roof, and we restored a kitchen and a bathroom upstairs. But it's very small. Each unit is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath,
Mm-hmm.
and has been, from what we can tell. So
That's my only question.
Okay. What is your thinking in terms of the timing for coming forward now with this proposal or request?
well, we've been working on this for almost a year now, so we would like to move forward as soon as possible. If I realize we're approaching year end, and
I guess my question is in terms of the progress you want to make towards the status of becoming included in the list.
yeah.
Did you have like a list of things that you were like, okay, once we do these 10 things, we think we're gonna be in compliance? Or what was the strategy leading up to getting to this moment?
We wanted to do it from the beginning.
Okay.
We just had to do some renovations to make the home livable because we live there.
Okay.
It's our primary residence.
Yeah, we hear that all the time
Yeah.
from people in these older homes. It can be challenging.
Yeah, and there was a lot of years of deferred maintenance when we bought it.
Mm-hmm.
But we were ready. We needed a place to live. So
In terms of the alterations that have been made in the past and then trying to either rectify them to bring them into compliance,
yeah,
that specifically is what I'm wanting to know.
sure.
Did you guys have a plan or list of things that you were trying to do to achieve this goal that you've been working on?
Not really. It's mostly interior.
Okay.
Like there's, at some point in history, some wood windows were replaced with vinyl, and we know we'll have to undo that.
Okay.
We think originally it had a 2-car garage. Now it has a 1-car garage, and we think the other part was converted to a bedroom. There's a vinyl slider out front. We know that's not very Ole Hansen-esque.
Yeah, you've got some windows right here. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, that's actually a vinyl slider.
Okay.
And it's funny because in that lower picture where it looks very traditional, it almost looks like that's a wood door, but you just can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we know that all the windows need to be wood at some point. Downstairs on the ocean side, the windows are all vinyl.
Is that what on the picture on the bottom, is that what it looked like when you bought it?
No, it looked very much
Because
like.
that's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's in a funny book
Okay,
that Larry told me about. And it's not like an official book of any means.
Okay.
But I should have brought it. It's just a book of Spanish style homes in San Clemente from, I
okay.
can't remember when it was published.
85 somewhere.
85, okay, yeah.
Because the contrast between the two pictures is quite dramatic. I mean, it looks so much better now.
Yes, I
And
know.
I'm just curious if you guys had a methodology that you were using to move it in this direction.
Yes, so when we bought it, I'm looking for a picture in here. Oh, here's one. That's what it looked like when we bought it.
Okay,
And if you look on Google Maps, it actually has an old picture, but it was so overgrown you can barely see the house.
okay.
They had,
Looks like you painted and the new roof
yeah,
are
so
jump out.
we had to replace the roof immediately. And
Oh, that's in our packet?
Oh, is it? Okay.
I must have scrolled
Historic
past it.
report.
Oh, it's in a
Yeah.
historical report?
This
Okay.
is from the report from GPA.
Yeah, okay.
We
So-
looked hard for historical photos and none of them.
Can you just give us just a quick overview of the things that you did on the exterior?
Sure. Besides the exterior?
No, the exterior specific.
sure.
Only the exterior thing.
Yeah. So, starting with the roof,
Mhm.
we did that first
Okay,
because it was leaking bad, raining in the house. And then,
and that roof you did specifically to achieve
we
the
did,
historical,
we did,
okay,
we did.
all right,
We had good guidance. Jed of Hunter Construction was our contractor, and he had just restored Holy Hansen on Alessandro. So he knew how to do it, which was great. And Christian Locke was our realtor,
okay.
who also owns several.
He does quite a few
Yes.
himself.
So yeah,
He's been here many
I
times.
bet he has. He's a great guy. I wish I could take the credit, but I copied a lot of his ideas. So if you look in the original picture, there's a wood railing on the staircase and the deck.
Mm-hmm,
And the wood railing was about 2 feet high, very dangerous, very loose, and held up by termites. So we did replace the railing with kind of the hand-forged iron.
Mhm.
We basically copied Christian's railing on Marquita and brought it up to code. And that was really a safety issue.
but it also brings it into back to the character.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
so
then
don't
we
undersell that. That's a
Yeah.
feature that is a,
And it was really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a big one. Fresh coated paint.
did you change the stucco? Did you retrowel it? Did you do anything like that?
We had to do some stucco repair.
Okay,
So we did our best to match what was there.
looks like new awnings, maybe?
Yes. In the real estate photo, you can see the awnings were kind of half there.
Yeah,
So we replaced the canvas, we powder coated the posts, and we added an additional awning to match over the staircase.
it looks like you also replaced not just the staircase railing, but the balcony railing.
Correct,
All of it to match
correct,
and to be period specific.
correct.
Um,
And for safety, because it was loose and
Sure.
falling down.
Looks like you might have removed an architectural accent piece over the front window and restuccoed it, the board. Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm happy to put it back.
Nope.
Yeah, it was just like a painted 2x4 above the window. I don't know that that's original to the home.
Right.
And
Did you replace any doors or are they just repainted?
yes, they had very traditional exterior doors, and we replaced both front doors. The upstairs one's kind of hidden.
Okay,
with Spanish-style Dutch doors, solid wood. And we also replaced the garage door with a wood door.
to be in character with the style.
Exactly.
Okay,
We copied Christian's garage door
okay,
and railing on Marquita, exactly. Used the same people and everything. You can see, I don't know if this is important, but in the driveway, there's like traditional brick ribbons, and we replaced those with Arto tiles.
okay,
And we also added Arto tiles to the front patio and upper deck.
all right.
And a cap on the fireplace.
And we did a custom copper cap on the fireplace, and we also added copper gutters. There weren't any gutters there before.
Great, yeah,
He did a lot.
uh-huh,
We did a little
Yeah.
more than we had
More
planned,
than-
but one thing
You did
leads to
more.
another, and
Yeah.
pretty soon. Yeah, so that's mainly on the outside.
and that's primarily our focus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We replaced a couple of the stair treads that were not safe.
Mm-hmm,
Cleaned up the landscaping.
yes, all right,
It's kind of basic stuff.
okay, I just wanted to draw out of you more information and
Yeah,
that you.
please,
I-
feel free to ask me anything.
Yes, and
Open book.
that was helpful. I'm gonna hear from Larry and Amanda, and then we'll have our conversation. Is that
Great.
good with everybody? Okay. You're up, Larry. You know the usual. You know the routine.
Yes, this is a topic that I've been interested in for a long time because 20 years ago when I first got involved, I went around town and discovered that there were a lot of homes, probably in the vicinity of 40 or so, that didn't make it on the list. And after researching that, I found that some of the people, when they were putting the list together, requested not to be on. But the majority of them were like this, they couldn't cut it because they've been altered so much.
Mm-hmm.
And so this particular one, I'm not opposed to, but I'm concerned. The fact that it did not make the cut in 06 and in 96 is very concerning. You covered a lot of the points that I was interested in. What things have you done? But I would like to see a master list of every single thing that is not original, which ones have been fixed, and those that are left should be the ones that are on the list to be done for the Mills Act.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that's necessary. I can't argue with GPA. GPA is a top-notch firm. They've done a lot of work for the city. They said, and their words were, however, it retains sufficient integrity overall to convey the significance as a contributor to the local historic district. So, can't argue with that. But I do have concerns, particularly with the front. There may have been an addition on the front. The balcony looks a little bit lightweight for what you would expect to see on a traditional Spanish colonial revival. So I'd like to hear some assurance from GPA that is all original.
Excuse me, you may have seen in the report that the balcony was added in the 50s, and that is like one of the only permits they could find.
Mm-hmm.
So the city approved it. It was permitted, copies in the report.
So would the city require that be made to look more
Mm-hmm.
authentic? I'd like to see because this will be coming to you for Mills Act. So I'd like to see which things are going to be required to bring it all the way up.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Larry, what else? Anything? I just want to make sure you've given us all your input, please.
So that's basically it.
Okay. So to summarize, what I hear you say is you want to lean into the forward plans, but you're comfortable at this point with the GPA recommendation.
I can't argue with GPA.
Okay.
I'm one who comes here frequently and says, hey, you gotta get a historic consultant.
That's right. And we did,
It's
and
been done and they okayed it. So
Okay.
I can't argue with that.
okay. Thank you, Larry. Amanda?
Hi, yes. As a single resident of 50 years, I feel that I mean, driving by this, I would never think that it was even ever. The applicant stated that they wanted to restore it to its original splendor, yet there's no photo. And she stated that the original photo is used from circa 2009, yet did not find any photo regarding what it looked like in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or 70s, or even remotely the 80s. So the 1995 report by Leslie Human and Associates reviewed it and did not meet the standards, and it was substantially altered from its original appearance. So that's a major concern for me. And there's this weight about there's a lot of weight given to this group of people who put it on the list originally, but who are these people? I mean, you could be a random people with no experience at all whatsoever regarding what is Spanish revival. And so that's really a concern. I'm glad that Larry mentioned about the front addition. And one of the things that there was a permit in there, and it said 12 feet, so it was added there. And the person who did the construction was the owner itself, so there wasn't any architect or anything to bring it to the standards of Spanish colonial. That's really a big concern. So I'm just kind of wondering, I worked with the cosmetic surgeon for years, and a couple of them, and it's kind of like you're saying, you go to a plastic surgeon and that they botched up all this, the face of a woman or a man, and they want to get it back to what it looked like before the surgery. But you'll never get it back to what it really originally was. And it's unfortunate that there's no photos of what it looked like before, but I know that the consultant did a lot of research going through ancestry and that to determine, had an aerial view, but you really can't see what it actually looked like from the front. And so that's unfortunate. So you're trying to restore something and you don't know what it looked like before, and you're putting some Spanish elements, but which just look new, like something that is a new duplex. It's not like it looks like what it looked like before. It's not like Michael Luna, designed it and had that quality. And I think that's what really is really important, is that yes, it meets the criteria for A, and there's research regarding that, but that would be criteria for E. I think it's a stretch, and it's just I don't know. I can never see that is anything other than a new duplex, and trying to make it when it wasn't. It wasn't in 2009, and who knows what the other decades were. And it's unfortunate, but I think that it just and then the applicant also stated that the doors were replaced with Spanish-style Dutch doors. When has the Spanish colonial ever used Dutch doors? I have never seen that. So I'm concerned about that. I just feel that if there was someone more like Michael Luna to get, okay, let's put it back to what it may have looked like. And I say may because there's no photos, and it's unfortunate. And it just looks new to me. And it would be great to have shown a picture and go, let's restore it to its splendor of the 1930s or the 40s, or even just make it into what it would look like for Spanish colonial. And it just looks too.
Okay, thank you both for coming here and your comments.
Well, thank you.
Larry, can I ask you a question? Did you search the Historical Society's archives to see if you had any photos of
I
it?
couldn't find
Couldn't find any?
anything else.
Okay. I mean, if you guys don't have them, probably not out there then. Unless it's in someone's private, possession. Okay.
We really tried before even starting this process, because, it's a big investment to go forward, and
Yep.
we weren't we knew it was a calculated risk, but we tried. We couldn't find anything. asked everyone I knew, neighbors, everything.
Okay.
The closest I came was my parents' friends who remember the house in the early 70s when Linda Lane was a dirt road. And they remember it being there, but they don't remember the character. That's what they told me.
In the 70s?
They're almost 90.
I was a little girl in the 70s. It was not a dirt road.
Yeah,
It
it
was-
didn't seem that long ago. Maybe it was
No.
earlier than that. Unverified source.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Let's move into discussion. I think we've heard from the public.
The photo on the lower right, it says 2009, but I also heard that it came out of a book that Larry said was published in 1985, which would date that photo to pre-1985. Is that, did I misunderstand something?
I'm talking about the book, Christopher, it's the book that we got from you. The city's in possession of that. Familiar with that book?
Yeah, I am. It's a
That's-
maroon, right? It's a maroon folder with, is it the one, the maroon folder with like printed photos
Yeah.
of all the structures? So the city did like an inventory, walked and took pictures back then.
Okay, so
The
did
80s.
that photo come out of that book in the 80s?
I haven't
This-
seen that binder
this
in
came from
years.
a little paperback that's like a self-published thing from a private citizen. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
a city.
Okay.
It's called the Newell book.
Mike Newell
Mike Newell.
you're right.
Yeah. and that
Because
was-
I
that was
got
about
the name
07.
from you.
It was about 07 or so.
Yeah, and ordered it on Amazon. I could probably look it up. But that photo was in the book. And it's just a
And it
gentleman.
clearly was 2009.
I would have to verify
Okay.
that.
Well,
yeah.
well, I'm just calling into question, because if it was in a 1985 book, clearly it's not 2009.
Yeah,
It
that's
sounds
a
like
good
if
point.
the book is from 2007, then we know it's at least before that. I'm just saying we might not want to be ascribing a date to that photo if we don't really know.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
agree.
That's,
Jennifer, Jessica, what do you think? Yeah,
That's fair.
Christopher,
Yeah.
fair?
Yeah,
So
we'll
maybe
have to
for the
look
planning
into it.
commission, maybe you'll update that.
Yeah, we'll look into it. Maybe
Good
I
point,
can
Scott.
find that old binder full of photos I haven't seen in years.
as long as we're, I guess, into discussion.
We are.
I'll stay here. To Amanda's point about, well, there are no photos, I don't see, it's like, that's like trying to hit an invisible target.
Yeah.
We don't know what to restore it to,
Yeah.
right? So if they do a thoughtful job of putting, historic materials and design into it, then that seems perfectly appropriate to me.
Mhm.
Regarding Larry's comment about seeing a list, correct me if I'm wrong, but right now we're talking about historical designation.
Correct.
So the time to create a list would be relative to a Mills Act application, which is not before us.
That's true, in which most likely a consultant like GPA would be visiting the property to help guide the city on what those improvements would be.
Okay.
And so they would take a closer look on more of like the potential alterations that were made and what would be needed to improve the integrity further beyond what's been done.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, that seems perfectly appropriate request, but a little premature.
Yeah.
Relative to this action that's being proposed. I appreciate all the effort that you've put into making historically appropriate decisions along the way.
We did a lot of research.
Yeah, we appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
Given that GPA is supportive of it, it seems to me that it's appropriate to recommend it for approval for historic designation, and then when there's a Mills Act request, we can,
Dig into
deal
those.
with the list
Yep.
items
Mhm.
at that time.
Mhm.
That's where I'm comfortable.
Yeah. Very good.
I don't deviate from that at all.
You're on board.
Yeah, totally
Okay,
on board.
gotcha. Okay. Jessica, so the criteria for inclusion is 1. So we have these criteria A through E, I guess?
Yes.
So what you're saying is the city standard is 1.
It also has to be 50 years or older.
Oh,
So there's
okay.
the other criteria.
Okay, so for sure we know it meets the 50 years.
Yes.
And then according to GPA, they believe it meets certainly criterion A. We all agree it meets criterion A? So according to city rules, that's enough.
Yes.
Okay. But GPA goes further and says that it also meets criterion E, which is a consistency with the Spanish colonial revival architecture style.
Yes.
Okay. And I think to the comments of concern, GPA also says they don't meet B, they don't meet C, they don't meet D. So there's confirmation that there are areas or gaps, but there's enough based on the standard of 1. It meets 2 and the 50 years that I think you meet that with respect to a designation that is as a contributing structure, right? So it would be a designated historical research list inclusion as a contributing structure. And is that the staff recommendation as a contributing structure?
It's really item A and E. Usually when we look at the DPR forms, we see A a lot.
Yeah.
We don't really see it cite
E?
Spanish colonial revival style like as a separate item because
Okay.
Ole Hanson's Spanish Village by the sea period of development is Spanish colonial, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of A and E usually when you look at the form. They don't
Yeah.
separate them out. But we added the code for historic. We put more clarification from what I remember on historic designation after the 2006 survey. So when we did the last DPR forms, that's why it's probably separated it out.
Okay.
You know, so just a little context, like when you go back and you look at all the old forms we have,
Yeah.
it's really a lot. They're basically A and E.
Can you
on
just,
all of them.
okay, so I'm thinking, so what is exactly that we're doing here? Is it to include it on the list of resources?
Yes.
Okay. Are there different levels of inclusion? Like,
No.
is it you're just on the list or not on the list?
Yeah, and so if you're on the list, then you are committing yourself to preserving the structure, right? Because
Okay.
there's new rules that would apply to the building,
Got it.
right? And then additionally, it makes you eligible for a potential Mills Act application. And the state also offers grants for various historic preservation
Okay.
type items, and of which, if you're on the list, then you would be eligible for a city program if the city chose to pursue one.
Okay. Because there are different lists, is that right? We've got some that are like landmarks
True.
and so this is not on that list. This is just this is a different list of just historical resources.
So we have one list,
Okay.
but that list designates several things. So we have structures, landmarks, objects, sites. I think that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So most
So
of
this
what
will be
we
on this as a structure.
correct. Most of what we discuss are structures.
Okay.
There's only a small grouping that are landmarks in the city.
Okay.
That has additional criteria that have to be met that this
Okay.
would not fall within.
Okay.
Like Ole Hanson Beach Club and Casa Monica. You know, those are elevated structures that
Right.
would
Right.
fit under that.
But there's no differentiation of any structure. Once it's on the list, it's on or not on.
True.
There's no status of,
Type A, type B.
yeah, like
Correct.
you're a historical structure or you're contributing to the theme of our historic
Correct.
district.
Yep.
Okay.
No ratings.
Yeah, no, okay. So are you familiar then with what what he was talking about there as far as if you are added to the list?
Yes.
What that requirements
There
with
has been a lot
those?
of confusion associated with that, but mainly on my part, but yes, I am now, yeah,
Okay, and you're comfortable with that,
yes,
those requirements, those duties, or whatever
Oh,
is
yeah.
you're being asked to do?
yeah, and, if I could ask a quick question,
That's why we're here.
is any considerations taken into original features on the inside of the house, like original fireplaces or?
So that would have to be something that factors into adding it to the list. So I'll give you an example. Most of the time, the answer is no.
Okay,
Okay.
I was just curious.
But an example would be like the Miramar Theater. There's distinct features in the Miramar Theater that the city has had to account for in doing that project. Because it was a component of it being a theater and what made it unique, right?
Okay,
So the use is a factor in the designation of that structure, whereas this, it doesn't have that
okay,
element of designation.
okay, thank you.
Okay. I don't know that there's anything else to do. Now, what's our action today? Just, or we would just recommend to the planning commission that it be included on the historic resources list. Okay, and that sounds like you're in favor of that. You're in favor of that. I'm in favor of that. So I think sounds like that's it.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
Sure.
yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for everything you've done.
Oh, our pleasure. We want to be good stewards to the home.
Yeah, it sounds like you're on a journey, and this is just a milestone on the way to your next one.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah,
Okay.
it's all a process.
Yeah. You know, I think that some of the comments we heard today are thoughtful, and if you do want to go forward with the Mills Act and you have the opportunity to have more conversation with Jessica and Christopher about that, and GPA does visit you, you might, really give some thought to a strategy. Like here's our restoration plan in total.
Definitely.
And then here's what you can do over the next 10 years, and this year we'll do this year we'll do that.
And that's
A
our
phased
plan.
approach
Yeah, we can't do it
with
all.
the ultimate goal of maybe achieving a certain character defining result and you may, find staff and also GPA and others to be helpful to look at your structure and make recommendations to make that balcony more Spanish colonial, maybe the rafter tails, those kinds of little details that would be contributing to making it on the way to that ultimate
100%, yeah, and
place.
that's why we're doing this, because we don't want to just make these decisions on our own and have them be wrong. Like, it's all part of the process. So,
One case study to note is there's a project on Calle de los Alamos that I worked on where there was a good amount of time where the city did not have a design review subcommittee and did not have the level of architectural standards we do now. And there was that on that project, someone did an addition that by far would not be approved today, right? It wiped out the original roof line, it did a big addition, and that property came before the design review subcommittee, and they wanted to make a number of changes to that structure. So there was an effort made to highlight what was original and highlight what was not in some reasonable way, right? So
That's always our process.
it is, yeah. Because the standards can't be met, like on that project, it could not be met for the fact, if you go by the old edition, that couldn't be approved today. It's gone, like if you remove the original roof or you do an addition and that's done. So you're trying to make an effort to make it better.
yeah.
And that's what we would be doing if we would be looking at with the Mills Act application. Like if you did have an addition, there might be an effort to do some minor thing to highlight that was an addition, and that would still improve the integrity of the original building.
Okay.
So we'll be working on those sort of things with you if you pursue it.
Yeah, And from what we can tell, the original footprint remains the same.
Okay.
We just don't know originally what it looked like.
Yeah.
And
Fortunately, the
The term original.
the Spanish colonial art, revival architecture has really good structure
Yeah.
definition, and you can just follow those guidelines and
exactly.
continue to progress it in that direction, and
Exactly. And
make
that's,
it even more
and that's what we've done.
in line with the style.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of the things we did were just necessarily maintenance things like the roof,
We hear that all the time.
the railing, and
We hear that all the time. Yeah.
You know, not necessarily because we wanted to, we had to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll just conclude that then. Is that everything that you're satisfied?
Yep.
Okay. So we're done with your item, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate everyone's time today.
We have
Thank you for coming.
About 2 seconds left to
Sure.
say we have no new business, no old business. You guys have already given your communication.
I'm not gonna be here November 12th,
Okay,
which we have DRSC that day, so
okay, we'll let Tamara know.
I just
So
told her.
you can make it that day, hopefully?
We'll plan it on.
Perfect.
I mean, I just told Tamara on the hall.
Excellent. All right. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, I move we adjourn to the next Design Review Subcommittee on the 12th, 3 p.m. in the community room. Did you second that, or did you?
I-
You seconded it? Brent?
Either way.
And then all in favor, yes? Yes. Okay, we're adjourned.
You familiar with the building over on